Nightly. Um, I know. Not what you expected, probably. Um, we are playing some Doki Doki Literature Club. Um, trust me, I am not as enthused as you might think. I need to make sure you guys can see my cursor. Um, I forgot. How do I turn that on? Oh no, that is bad. I am using another monitor right now. Well, actually I'm using a TV as another monitor. Um, how do I change that? Um, this is okay. I need to make sure you guys can see my cursor. You go to settings. Okay, enable the setting if your stream contains content. Yes, I'm gonna do that. Um, this is sorry. It's taken a lot longer than I thought it would to do this, and I've never played this game before. I have. I've watched people play it. I've just never played it myself, and I don't know what I'm getting into. Okay, you guys can't see an in-game overlay. I'm pretty happy about that one. You guys can't see my cursor, can you? Like, you just see this stuff that lights up here. I'm just gonna go with no cursor. Hey! I'm not playing with controller this time. I'd love to. I thought it would be great to, like, play it with a controller, but it doesn't allow. I need to go and edit where my thing is so you guys can see exactly what is being shown. I mean said, not shown. We're gonna put my head right over here, up in the corner, and we're gonna play this normally. And save. There we go. I know there may be frame drops. I am doing this in the middle of the day when I have time to do it. So I'm sorry, but doing the best I can. I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air, like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. Help me. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Why the hell is my character such an asshole? I mean, such an jerk. There we go. I can't say that with YouTube and everything just kind of breathing down your neck. I am watching the frame drop counter just rise right now, which is really funny to me. It's going from orange to none to green to orange to none. Like, there's a dot like that'll be right beside the counter. That'll just turn like orange or green, or it'll just disappear. But I overslept again. But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking of ignoring me. That's mean, Blake, which Blake's my actual name. I just go by Nightly on Twitch. Um, Nightly is actually a totally new thing for me. Starting whenever I first did my first Hollow Knight stream. And though Hollow Knight will be on Saturday, Ori and the Blind Forest will be late at night on Friday, and I may or may not be able to get something in during the week. I'm hoping to do it late Wednesday nights. We call it Way Back Wednesdays. And my first one I plan to do is going to be Soul Nomad. If anybody here has heard of that game, it's an amazing game. I really enjoy Soul Nomad. Me and my brother grew up playing it together. It's not a multiplayer game, but I always watch my brother play it, and it was great. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Blake, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did. In one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Which I might change Way Back Wednesdays if I don't get the game. I'm like, if I don't do it in time, like by probably tomorrow, I'll stream Doki Doki late at night. It's a horror game. I don't know what I'm getting into with this. I don't know how to play it. I know you have to get into the code of the game, into your files and shit, and I'm not really looking forward to it, but I've always wanted to stream this game. I love graphic novels. Not graphic novels, but visual novels. I played the entire Grisaya trilogy, and I'm going to buy it on here eventually to play for you guys, but the new ones for Grisaya aren't great. And don't get me started on the anime for it. I will never watch it. I already know what's in it, and I've been scarred for life. And I don't want to watch it again. It is terrible. I'm sorry if the frame rate drops, but yeah. I wish I could have a stable connection, but like I said, college dorm, everybody's on Zoom right now. But this is the only time tonight that I will have it, except for later tonight, which I may stream again. But Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Me too, dude. Like, other universe me. Same. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. I'm in college while playing this, which is kind of funny. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? Doesn't she, like, hang herself or something? I forgot. I haven't watched this since Game Grumps did theirs. And, I'm gonna, history. And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright, alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. This is the same attitude I have every day. Like, I guess I'll try. I guess. But I just... Yay! Sorry, I don't know what I'm getting myself into with this game. I like visual novels. I do. I tried playing one called Ascendant Hearts. It wasn't great. It was actually kind of terrible. But I love them because they're flawed. And then games like this that go really like wacky near the end. Yeah, and then with the Grisaya trilogy, I really like. I'll get more into it whenever I do play those games. It'll be a while. Because first I'm gonna get Soul Nomad, Celeste, the Castlevania Advanced Collection. It'll be a while. And I have to complete games first before I move on to new games, or this will be a hodgepodge channel of just playing new games or random ones. And I don't want that. I'm modeling my channel after RT Games. I know you shouldn't model your channel after someone else, but that's what I'm doing. Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, and I'll probably stream this for about 45 minutes. I want to see how the stream goes before I do anything, and I'll probably end up deleting it if it is so bad with frame drops and audio quality. And then I'll just redo this probably later tonight when everyone's like off of the internet. I guess seeing her worry about me so much makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. Now we're in school! Fucking, oh my god. The school day was ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here, spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, know what? Well, that you could come to my club. And like, to quote Dan Alvedon from the beginning of their playthrough of Doki Doki Literature Club, you play this game a little bit at the beginning, and how can you look at this and say you're not having a good time? Sayori. Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the Literature Club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature, which, you know what's funny? I'm an English major. I want to become an English teacher because I love literature. Like, I can talk to you about Neil Gaiman stuff all day long. The Hobbit, all that. Like, yeah, sure, popular stuff. But also, like, the guy who, like, Michael Crichton stuff. I could talk to you about him all day. The new trailer for Jurassic World actually released, and I almost cried watching it. Actually, I did cry watching it, because I grew up watching Jurassic Park, and seeing it finally come to this point to where the series is finally ending, it's astounding. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member, and Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Look at that face. That's the face of someone that doesn't give a shit. Don't make promises you can't keep. Okay, Halo. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine. I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go! And this is where we get into it. This is where it starts becoming Doki Doki, I think. You know, it's called Doki Doki 8, I think. Is there another? Are there 7 others? By Silvato or whatever it is, Dan Silvato? I'll look into that, because I don't know. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. That should start a book. That line should start a book. That's great. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. I forgot this is Japan. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. I know what happens to you, and I'm so sorry, Yuri. You don't deserve what happens to you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously, you brought a boy? Okay, first of all, ouch. Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Blake, what a nice surprise. It's Monika. Only Monika. Just Monika. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. I feel so dumb playing this. I'm gonna have a crisis. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. I hate Natsuki. I hate her with a passion. Like, I just can't enjoy her character. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. I bet they're filled with salt. Like, because she's salty as hell. They've gotta be filled with salt. Like, a wrong amount of salt put in there. You bite into them and it tastes like you're eating the ocean. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, and turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy, and this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. You ever think visual novel models are placed a little too weirdly sometimes? I don't know, what are you talking about? Don't say things like that. Yuri's my favorite, though. She doesn't deserve what happens. But what happens is pretty freaking messed up. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Ah, well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monika, is that right? That's right. That is right. I'm gonna give her a robot voice like they did in Game Grumps. Because we all know only Monika. Just Monika. Only Monika. It's great to see you again, Blake. Monika smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, psychopath. Basically, completely out of my league. This is like a dating sim, but it's not a dating sim. I wish they'd make a regular version that is just a regular dating sim. I'm not playing the plus version, by the way. I'm playing the regular Doki Doki Literature Club that comes free. So, having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monika. Come sit down, Blake. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me or Monika. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. I'm gonna give her this voice, because she's really fucking annoying. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it had been widened so that there is one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room, where Natsuki grabs a wrap tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. I don't know how the frame is dropping when it's not that bad. Like, I guess it's probably dropping on my camera, right? And the audio is messing up. But there's no way. This is some simple stuff. If the frame drop is this bad, then it's just the internet. I'm very sorry if the quality is trash. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa! Natsuki lifts the foil of the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monica. I follow. It's delicious! Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing all over her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. She's probably curious about what I think about her cooking. I'm gonna tell her it's trash. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I... Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did. Sayori said... Well, maybe! But not for you. You dummy. I fucking hate that. I used to call my ex dummy as like a kind of endearing way. And then it just like... So I can't really ever accept the word dummy in something without thinking about that. It's weird, I know. It says I have 1 viewers, but I doubt it. Remember, if you are watching, the chat is always open. Comments if you're watching on YouTube, because I will reply to them. It says it's on 4,420, so it's at 4,420 for frame drops. Nice. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. Wait, don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Excuse me. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so that's okay. Don't be embarrassed. How did I get the hiccups? I haven't eaten anything today. It is 3 o'clock. I have not eaten a dang thing today. College is full of bad choices. Stay in school, kids. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it is my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Ah ha 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 ha. Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. And I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events, like the festival, that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it! Fucking hate that so much. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Blake, what kind of things do you like to read? Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I speaking after a very sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Gary? Well, let's see. Actually, I know there's poetry in this game, and we're going over this right now. We're working on, like, Time of the Ancient Submariner. Um, we're talking about childhood innocence and stuff. It was weird. It is. I'm gonna have to start writing an essay. I'm gonna have to start writing an essay for it, writing over romantic poetry. But, yeah, I should be able to get that done. I just got another essay done. College is whack. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. Just. Is this normal? Is this what people do when they are trying to act timid? I don't know. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds, so Lord of the Rings, basically. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, and it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But, you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't that amazing? Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? That felt like an insult, more than, hey, isn't it amazing to do this? It's like, you have a lack of imagination. Fuck you. Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. You sound like Sydney. I have a friend named Sydney, who watches nothing but horror films. And we'd gotten into an argument yesterday. I believe that, monster films, monster movies, deserve to be their own genre. Right? Because they're so different than most other horror, right? they aren't. I don't see them as horror movies. Like you look at Godzilla, you look at Godzilla, the new ones, Kong, any new monster movie like Rampage. She was like, for a monster movie, it has to be horror. Like then Godzilla's a creature. He's not a monster, and it's like, shut up. It's a monster. He's king of the monsters. Like, what are you talking about? But I believe monster movies should be their own genre of movie due to them having a complete premise. Like, they're like, well, you can't say it's a cowboy movie and that be a genre. Yeah, there are westerns. Because monster movie is a broad term. It encompasses anything that has to do with a monster. It's a genre. I see it as a genre of movie. But Sydney argued, and a lot of other people were like, "Oh, it's just horror movies." It's like, nah, nah, because there's a basic premise, like what encompasses it. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really, I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. Then stabs herself. I guess you could say that. But if you make me think, think. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. I don't know. I think I'm having acid reflux right now. This sucks. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. I do too, kid. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? Tsundere looking ass. What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind at the last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud! And give that back! Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems. Everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute. Natsuki, you write your own poems? I'm gonna save it there, actually. I'm gonna go ahead and save. I did have, previous games. But I never got very far. So I'm gonna end the stream here. I'm doing this more to test the Wi-Fi in the middle of the day and engage the views on a Doki Doki Literature Club thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Take 5, grab a soda, and I'll be back eventually. So thank you for watching nightly. You'll probably see me later tonight streaming this again. But see you later, guys.